Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And today I am using the Shadowscapes Tarot for my reading. And I'm just going to start by drawing 3 cards. And I just want to get a snapshot of the week ahead and what we can expect. Okay, so let's start with the first card, which is going to represent Monday and Tuesday of this upcoming week. And we've got the Hanged Man. So we're starting off the week with the Hangman, and the Hangman is all about surrendering to the process. So giving up the need to control and sort of letting things take their own natural course without too much interference. So if you're working on some kind of a project that isn't going well, or even if you're in a relationship that's starting to feel like you're having to put too much work and effort into things, this can be a sign that it's healthiest to just kind of take a step back from things and let things kind of unfold on their own without too much forcing or too much sort of control and effort on your part. So this is all about kind of letting go. Another thing I'm getting with this card is the need for flexibility and the need to see things from a different point of view. Because the Hanged Man is a guy, hanging upside down on a tree, it's all about looking at things from that almost opposite perspective, so from a totally different perspective. So again, if you're having difficulty understanding someone in your life, whether it's one of your children or a partner or a coworker, a friend, family member, or a neighbor even, if you're having a hard time understanding their point of view, this can be a sign that this isn't so much their issue, but it's, you're having a hard time kind of shifting your perspective and understanding things from their point of view. So it can be a reminder that other people in your life aren't necessarily wrong. They just see things very differently than you do and experience things differently, which can create conflict and tension. There's something else I'm getting from this card. I'm just going to look at the card a little bit more closely. These cards are so detailed that I have to really squint to see them. I'm looking at the fairy that's like right under his mouth, and she seems to be like telling him to be quiet or like pressing her hand against her mouth. So I feel like the beginning of the week might be a time to sort of not speak out. And I'm normally always talking about, finding your voice and expressing yourself, but as we enter into the beginning of the week, we might have an urge to voice our opinions or boss people around or whatever, and this is just kind of saying you might just want to hold off for a day or two before you do that. Okay, so moving on to the middle of the week. And here we have the Ace of Cups, and I think we got the Ace of Cups last week. I'm not sure. I have to look back at last week's readings. But the Ace of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. And I also feel like this card has to do with being in your heart and being heart-centered and being able to check in with that part of your body, with your emotional center, and being able to understand what's going on there. I think a lot of us, are really good with our heads and with logical things, and sometimes it's hard to understand what our emotions and feelings are telling us. So I feel like the middle of the week is just a reminder to check in with your feelings and get kind of centered within your heart, especially if you need to make any decisions about anything this week, or if you have any important communications that you're going to be making. So like an important conversation or even like a job interview. anything where you're getting a message across or you want to communicate something important, it's going to be really, really helpful and valuable for you to be able to get centered in your heart before you communicate or before you make those decisions. And you can do this by simply focusing on your chest area and just noticing like how it feels, what's going on there. Or you can even imagine your head or your consciousness sinking from your skull, where it normally is, from your mind down into your throat and down into your heart, and just notice what happens when you do that. That's another way that you can get centered within your heart space. I think I'm going to come back to this one, but I want to move on to the last card, which represents the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we've got the moon, which I love. I love the moon. That's one of my favorite cards. And this one is really interesting. I'm going to hold it up close so you can see. And I do encourage you to share in the comment section, what things come up for you when you see these cards. So if there's something that jumps out at you, or if you have a different interpretation than me, or whatever, I encourage you to share that in the comments below. I love reading people's interpretations of the cards. So we've got the moon for the weekend, and the moon is very mysterious. It's all about mystery, but it's about enjoying the mystery and enjoying the discovery and the gradual unraveling of a story or of a mystery. And I feel like this is showing up in our lives in that we're always sort of discovering new things about ourselves. I feel like this has to do with you, personally, and that the moon is kind of representing that sort of journey that you're on throughout your life. As the older you get, and with each day, you just kind of learn more things about yourself and what you want and what interests you and kind of what direction you're going in. And another thing I'm getting with the moon is that not everything is going to be crystal clear for you this week, especially on the weekend. So you might feel kind of confused and like have this sort of overwhelming urge, like you need to know more. And you might even say to yourself, like, I need to know what this person is thinking or feeling, or I need to know if I should do this or do that, or I need to know what's going to happen. And the message here is that you don't need to know. You might think you do, you might feel you do, but let go of that belief that you need to have all the information and you need things to be crystal clear before you can take the next step, because that's really not what life is about. It's about, being in the moment, experiencing and enjoying and unraveling the mystery gradually, not all at once. So this weekend, just take delight in like where you are right now, and don't feel like you have to figure everything out. You can still move forward with things. You can still make decisions and enjoy yourself, even though you don't have all the answers and you don't know what everyone's thinking or what everyone's feeling. So just letting go of that need to know. Okay, so I'm going to take a step back. Actually, no, I want to go back to the moon because something's jumping out at me, and it's the mask. The woman is holding this mask and she's kind of looking at it. And in her other hand, actually, I'll hold it up closer. In her other hand, she has a heart. It's in her palm. It looks like a wand with a heart on the end of it, and then she's holding the mask. I feel like this is, it's almost like she's trying to decide, should I be my, the mask self, like the part of me that's, maybe socially acceptable and hides my feelings, or should I be upfront about what I'm feeling? And it's that kind of feeling torn between what you want to do. So you might feel this feeling of being kind of conflicted with whether you want to be totally, upfront and transparent in how you feel, or do you want to put on a mask and kind of protect yourself that way? So you might have that decision to make this weekend. Okay, so I'm just going to take a step back and look at all of these cards together and see if I notice any themes. And I know I said I was going to come back to the Ace of Cups, but I actually don't feel like there's anything else I need to say about the Ace of Cups, but I feel like the Hanged Man and the Moon are so similar in that both of them have this tree theme. They have these like winding, you see the forest and the moon, and then there's this tree and the Hanged Man. I feel like this week is about growth. It's about being rooted and being kind of grounded in your life, even if things are unpredictable, even if you might feel like things are out of your control or you don't know anything. In fact, I feel like the theme of this week is that we're not going to know everything and we're going to feel like we don't have a lot of control over things. But the main message here is the Ace of Cups. So as long as you're centered within your heart and you're connected to that sort of heart energy, things are going to be totally fine. So it's going to be, I don't want to say smooth sailing, but yeah, it's going to feel like an adventure, and like you're unraveling a mystery rather than feeling frustrated that you don't have all the answers. So that is the theme of the week. So an exciting week coming up, and once again, please feel free to share your own interpretations and your impressions in the comment section below. And have a wonderful week. My name is Kate. I'm from dailytarotgirl.com, and you can check out my website for free tarot card spreads, tarot tips, and other videos. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.